Hey everyone, it's your boy Godless back with another guide for Throne and Liberty. This time, I'll be talking about how we can double your FPS in the game. This is most especially effective when you're doing open world content or any PvP related content, as you may notice that sometimes your frame drops by a lot. So to start off, the app that we'll be using is called Lossless Scaling. You may find this app in Steam, and what this app does is that it actually enables the frame generation feature in your oops, my bad. It enables the frame generation feature in your graphics section. So if you go head over to your graphics settings in the screen section, and here you'll see that the NVIDIA DLSS frame generation feature is currently turned off. This is due to the fact that the frame generation feature only works for graphics cards which are in the 40 series. So anything below that, well, this feature is simply just disabled. However, through the use of the lossless scaling app, we'll be able to bypass that feature and we'll be able to actually enable the frame generation. And to do this, we'll start off by explaining what settings you should have in the game itself. So head over to your settings in the graphics section. At the topmost part of the screen, make sure you change your screen mode from full screen or windowed into borderless. This is to prevent any screen tear happening throughout the game when you're playing with the application turned on. Next is we'd want to set our frame limit based on 50% of what our original frame limit is for monitor. So let's say you have a monitor with a refresh rate of 120 Hz, then I'd say 60 Hz is perfect for this. This is also the same for the same reason as why we changed it to borderless to prevent any screen tearing from happening. So those are the two things that you mainly only need to do. Also turn off the vertical sync feature. And after that, we'll be heading over to the application that I was talking about earlier. This application is called Lossless Scaling. So as you can see here, there's different kinds of features from scaling mode, the scaling type, and the frame generation. However, we'll mostly be focusing on the frame generation feature. So from here, set your setting for frame generation to LSFG 2.3. This is the latest version of the frame generation. Set the mode to 2x, turn on performance, and after that, turn on clip cursor, turn off your sync mode, and then turn on your draw FPS. For the capture API, go for the XGI. For your GPU and display, set it to your preferred GPU, but mostly this is just auto. And for the output display, it's gonna be the display of your video card. In this case, it's gonna be my 2060. It's a pretty low graphics card, but it's pretty good. Still works. After which, this is everything we need for the lossless scaling application. And if you've set the settings correctly to what I've said earlier on the Throne and Liberty, then you're ready to upscale and enable the frame generation feature. So on the top right corner, you should see this button. In my case, it's on scale as I've already have it turned on, but if you haven't turned it on yet, it's gonna be a button called scale. You're gonna click on the scale button and you'll notice the setting or the words which is the scales the focus window after 5 seconds. Pressing again cancels the countdown. So after you click the scale button, you immediately head over back to your Thorn and Liberty. Afterwards, you'll see or notice that your Thorn and Liberty might blink for a second. It's gonna go black screen for like less than a millisecond or a second. And then that's when you know that the frame generation feature is already turned on. And then afterwards, you'll see a considerable bump of frames for your game. You can test it out by heading over to the city or participating in any PvP content. You'll notice that the settings aren't dropping as much anymore. In my case, my FPS actually doubled or almost doubled from what it originally was when I was participating in such contents. And so yeah, I'd say it's pretty much worth it considering that you only have to pay like around $7 to get a good and stable FPS in the game. The $7, by the way, comes from purchasing the lossless scaling. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it and see you on the next one. Peace out.